fear that, oh my God, I don't want to get diabetes. Oh, I don't want to get this. There is no disease that will not come knocking at your door, waiting for you to open, and you must open. So if you know that a disease cannot walk inside your life without you opening the door, why would you be afraid? Why can't you just lock your door? Why can't you just lock your door? Because when you lock your door now, the disease cannot come in. That's Earth. That is our planet. You must give consent. That is the rule of witchcraft. That is the rule of quantum entanglement. That is the rule of ushirikina. Consent must be given. So when you are looking at, oh, I don't want to get sick, I don't want to get sick. Somebody else is making sure that you get sick because they are keeping your eyes not to look at where the sickness starts. You are looking at the end results. You don't look at the beginning. If you want to guard yourself from any disease, you must start from your tea. What tea are you taking in? What tea are you opening your ears to, you earthling? What tea are you opening your ears to? What tea are you accepting? Are you giving access to? Like, look at your portals, the portals. Most portals are in your head here, and then some of them are in your pelvic area. And also we have portals, 2 portals here. And also we have the one at the stomach. How are you letting disease into your life? What are you opening your ears to? Yes, we are earthlings. We use the ear. The ear is what matters. The ear is what births. Because the ear is what allows the spiritual to occur. And then after the spiritual has been invaded, then the physical is easy to invade. I told you last week, the microbes, they don't come attacking you. They don't come attacking you. They don't care about you. They just sit in their vibration. They just sit in their vibration level. The Candida albicans, it is just sitting in its vibration level, waiting for you to drop inside their vibration. Like literally, have you ever seen people feeding the tiny worms, the tiny worms that eat things, that rot things? Literally, you'll have to be put there like that. You'll have to be put inside where they are in order for them to start eating you up. They will never come at you. Oh, now I'm going to jump to go eat her. I'm going to jump. No. Microbes, they attack you. Pathogens, they invade you after you've successfully reached their level of vibration. So that is something you must be aware of. Yes, I'm going to continue now with the kingdoms of life. Now, under the kingdoms of life, remember, I just want you to see the micro versus the macro. The small, how the small becomes the big, how the spiritual becomes the physical. Now, microscopic is made up of the soul and the spirit. Soul and the spirit, anything you cannot see with the naked eye, it is the soul and the spirit, which is in the ancestral realm. You know the way things are at night without light? When the light is switched off at night, everything becomes microscopic, everything becomes invisible. And literally, that is because at night is the ancestral, everything is in the ancestral realm. So, microscopic is made up of the soul and the spirit, which is ancestral. Macroscopic are the bodies, which are the physical. Now you can see. Those are the macroscopic. Now, everything begins from microscopic building blocks, and then it uses the day to expand and specialize into the macro. Everything, that is literally the mode of creation, 369, the golden ratio. The day is the same as the body and is the same as the year, and it is the day that swells to become the year. And in the process of the day swelling to become the year, the body is swelling to become the highest version of itself or the lowest version of itself, depending on the direction you're moving towards. Now, eukaryotes, just listen to this. It's going to make sense. People who don't know anything about biology, listen to it for the sake of listening. People who know biology, listen. Eukaryotes What are eukaryotes? Expansion that has reached maturity. An expansion that has developed skin. Reach of maturity is like literally the ability to develop skin. See the way the nuts are. When you look at ground nuts, the way it has developed skin, and then there's that inner fragile part. Now eukaryotes, like from that word was a Greek used to describe nut. So expansion that has reached maturity, that is eukaryotic, which means it has developed skin. There are certain expansions that have not developed skin. And even if you look at the writings on the wall, you can always see the writings are always on the walls. Now, prokaryotes are expansion that has not yet reached maturity, meaning it is still pre-nat, has not yet developed skin. So literally, when it comes to talking about organisms or talking about the micro and the macro world, you will always go to prokaryotes and eukaryotes. And human beings are part of the eukaryotic. But when you look at it even spiritually, there are things that exist that don't have skin, that have not yet developed skin. And then there are things that exist that have already developed skin. And that is literally the division in biology that divides organisms. Now, the microscopic, let's compare now the microscopic level and the macro level. Micro and the macro levels. Let's compare them. Now, organelles, I want to compare for you what a cells look like. A cell that creates you. Your body is made up of cells repeating themselves to create you. Same way, for you to build a house, you have to use stones, repeat stones, and then you form a certain structure. So I want to show you the micro in comparison to the macroscopic. Now, organelles are small structures within the cytoplasm that carry out functions necessary to maintain the state of homeostasis in a cell. Those are organelles in a cell. Now, let's look at human beings in the planet. Now, human beings, animals, and trees are small structures within the earth that carry out functions necessary to maintain the state of homeostasis on the planet. Now, remember, listen. Organelles, they are the ones that exist within the cytoplasm of a cell, and their function are necessary to maintain the state of homeostasis within your cell. So each and every cell has organelles that are responsible for acting inside there to make sure that you reach a perfect balance. It is the same way as human beings, plants and animals are small structures within the earth that carry out functions necessary to maintain the state of homeostasis on the planet. Guys, I always tell you, the only obligation you owe to the entire planet is the one you owe yourself. When you're expanding, you're like a cell on the planet. Like literally, there are cells here in my body. Each and every cell is responsible for their own expansion. You don't hear that, oh, this cell now has to go work for this other cell so that it doesn't expand. No. When this cell expands over here, this one over here is also expanding. Like literally, they work together, quantumly entangled. So anytime one cell is failing, all others are affected. So this is the reason why as a human being, you must know your purpose on this particular planet. You are here in the now because you belong here in the now. The way the planet looks in the now, that is the way your consciousness, deeper consciousness looks in the now. That is why you exist now. If it wasn't so, you would have existed 30 years ago, or you would have existed like in the 3rd century, or you would have waited to come in the 2030, or you would have waited to exist in another timeline. But you exist in this particular timeline with me. You exist in this particular timeline with your neighbors, with everybody, with the president of your country. Why? Because all of you are quantumly entangled in the now. Just like organelles working to better the cell is the same way the human beings who are present on that particular planet in that particular timeline are responsible for working for the betterment of that particular planet in that particular timeline. So if I'm failing in my role, I'm failing the entire planet. Through what? Quantum entanglement. And this is what is called ushirikina. Because all cells, we receive information from the hypothalamus every day. The same way the cells in your body, they receive information from the hypothalamus on how to move. It's the same way we all receive information from the sun. Each and every day, you receive information from the celestials on how to move. Without anybody supervising you on an individual level, but your own intuition and your own ancestry. They are supervising you. Each and every day, you are guided to make decisions towards a certain direction. And when you fail on an individual level, you fail the entire planet. When you choose to be demonic on an individual level, you are affecting the entire planet. You are shifting the paradigm to infinity. I hope somebody is getting what I'm saying. Now, another comparison is a cell is a building block that form the body. The body is just made up of a repetition of cells, just like the pyramid was made up of repetition of stones. Just the same way when you're building a house, you make it out of repetition of bricks. So a cell is a building block, is a building brick that form the body. In order to make the body, you need cells. So a human being is a building block that forms the collective consciousness. As long as you're alive and you're capable of breathing in and out, each and every individual must know that they exist in this particular timeline for a reason, man. For a reason. You are literally empowering the collective from where you are. You are the reason we are intact. You are the reason we are intact. And if at all you fall out of alignment and you're no longer intact with the collective consciousness, the planet removes you by itself. This is why we have wildfires, we have floods, we have tornadoes, we have hurricanes. When nature decides to remove, it removes by itself. You know, this is the reason we have accidents. When nature decides to remove, it removes by itself. But as long as you've not yet been removed, you have not yet dried off of the skin. You remember your skin? Your skin is always removing. Cells are always being scrapped off of your skin. There's nothing you can do about that. It is the natural process. It is the natural selection, exactly. But as long as the cell has not yet removed itself through the discharges and through the skin or through what, it is important, guys. It is important for it to stay there. And when it gets itself out, it causes a shift. Now, all cells forming the body are quantumly entangled. Same way all humans forming the planet are quantumly entangled. If I wasn't quantumly entangled with you right now, I wouldn't be existing right now. Remember, we exist in different timelines even right now. Some of you, it is morning where you are. Some of you, it is evening where you are. Some of you, it is midday where you are. Some of us, it is at night where we are. But why are we existing in this particular, why do we exist in the now? We are here. In 1938, my time, we are here with you. You've come from a different timeline to here. You've come from a different timeline to here. I've come from a different timeline into here. And together we are connected. That is how we live on the planet as well. We are here on the planet together because we are meant to be here in the now. We are meant to be here to solve the issues that are here. So that at the end of the day, we get the Garden of Eden. At the end of the day, we get the Garden of Eden. So we don't even share timelines, guys. We don't even share timelines. You don't have to be my twin. You don't have to look at life the way I look at it. You don't have to have experienced everything that I've experienced. You don't have to be in my position. Because we don't share timelines. I might come from the 3rd century. You might come from the future. Somebody else, they might come from the 13th century. Somebody else, they're coming from the 17th century. Somebody else, they're coming from the 19th century. And then we come here and we are here because we've been handpicked. You know, the ancestors said, oh, let's bring this one from the 3rd century so that they exist together with this one from the 18th century. Okay, let's bring this one from the future, this one, because this is the perfect concoction that will help the planet achieve its highest vibration in this particular timeline. So I'm saying also all this so that you can see the importance that you hold from an individual vibrational level. Because people who are politicians, like these elite politicians, they know the importance that you hold. That's why your vote matters so much. That's why your attention matters so much. They don't care about you as an individual level. They care when you come together, whatever that forms, it is important. Because the people is God. The collective consciousness is God. That is what judges. That is what rules. That is what decides. And inside this collective consciousness, we have different types of people, different races of people, different communities of people, different moral values of people. And just the ability to come together to live in harmony, that is now what is called reaching the level of the Ark of the Covenant. So that however much we are so many on the planet coming from all walks of life, we are capable of allowing everybody to create, to exist freely, as long as they are doing no harm and accepting no harm. Okay? A cell consists of 4 major regions. I'm going to now show you the regions that a cell consists of so that you can see this visually. You know, sometimes I have students who, you know, they have to see it, to believe it. And you know me, as your teacher, I'm always like coming with the receipts because I always want to make the best out of, I always just want to make sure that at least if you don't live with the words, you live at least with the vision. So I'm gonna show you, that's why today I sat like somewhere where my ring light is not reflecting on me directly, so that I'm able to show you guys an images here of how our cells, they resemble our cells, they resemble our planet or something, like our arrangement. Let me not even say planets, because I don't want you to start asking me flat earth, what. They resemble our state of being. Now, as I was saying, a cell consists of 4 major regions. I want you to look at the cell. This cell, it consists of 4 major regions. And when you look at it, we have the cytoplasm. We have the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is that blue area, that water. It is like literally is the one that contains the other organelles. Now we have the cytoplasm, we have the nucleus at the very core. And then we have the ribosomes on the here. You can always see the ribosomes hanging around there, here, like oxygen apple. And then we have the mitochondria, which is now the life force, that energy. Now, when you look at the planet, the cytoplasm and the water, cytoplasm and the water element are the same thing. What is cytoplasm on the cell is water on the planet. What is nucleus on the cell is earth on the planet. Now, what is ribosomes on the cell are air on the planet. And what is mitochondria on the cell are the fire element. Are we together, guys? Are we together up to that particular point? Have you seen that particular image? Have you seen that particular image, how it works? Now, I want to take a specific focus on the ribosome. Ribosomes, they synthesize proteins. Remember, I told you proteins are the building blocks of life. Proteins are the building blocks of life. Ribosomes, ribosome on the cell, it represents air element on the planet. Now, it is ribosomes that synthesize protein. It is air signs on the planet. Remember, human beings are like cells that make up the planet. So, ribosomes synthesize protein and air signs synthesize news, gossip, and chai. These people that call themselves Libra, Aquarius, Geminis, those are the air signs, right? These people, these are the synthesizers of the chai energy. Like literally, these are the people who are supposed to be the journalists of the world. These are supposed to be the people who are the philosophers, people who literally synthesize the protein in itself. So that, why should protein be synthesized? Now let's look at the roles of the protein. Protein catalyzes metabolic reactions. When you look at that in the collective consciousness, you realize that news, gossip, and chai, they stir up emotional reactions and help people digest situations. Is it true or false? Literally, you will be having an issue with your mother, and then you scroll on TikTok and you find somebody else, they have the same issue with their mother. And then you guys start brainstorming. You solve. So the same way that proteins catalyzes metabolic reactions is the same way news, gossip, chai, energy stir up emotional reactions to help people digest situations. Now, proteins, they transport molecules. How does that happen in the collective consciousness? Proteins, they transport molecules, while news, chai, and gossip transport and spread reactions. Molecules are necessary to be passed around through from cell to cell. So it's the same way news. Guys, you cannot live without news. People who live without news, they develop issues and complications due to the lack of fire. You will not have the fire that is needed to take action. It is because of news that forex traders are always like, oh, what is happening? There are people who they rely on news so much for their job. News, you must live by news. From childhood, as a child, you must be somebody who you know what is going on. You must know what is going on. And as parents, you must let your children to know what is going on, so that their brain can start. It's like brain playing football. If the brain does not exercise in gossip, the brain does not develop. The brain does not learn how to play football anymore. So when everybody else is playing football, yours is not. You are not moving. You stay stagnant. It is that fire energy, that chai energy that gives you the urges, the oomph, the zeal to take action. And that is the work of the proteins to the cells. Now, proteins, they transport molecules just like news. Also, it transports reactions. It transports information. Now, proteins provide structural support to the cells. What does news do? What does news do? What does gossip do? What does chai do? Chai provides morality compass to the people. Guys, are you seeing the importance of having proper mainstream media? Because that mainstream media is literally the mainstream blood vessel. The same way the heart pumps blood to all parts of the body, is the same way the mainstream media is meant to pump truth to all parts of the world. Without that truth being passed to all parts of the world, people stay stagnant. People cannot make entrepreneurial decisions. People, they don't know which direction to go. So if you're somebody who you're always negative against gossip, be negative against false gossip. And our world is so contaminated today. Our world is so contaminated today that the United States want to block chai. They know when they block it, people now they start to rely on Hollywood. We only have Hollywood now. Hollywood is the only place they're channeling everybody. It's controlling. They want you to follow a particular tunnel. But when news is left to spread on its own, for people the truth stands by itself. Lies will always scramble and fall. Even after years, you saw the Diddy situation or whoever those Americans have been dealing with for, the past 3 months. No matter how long, the truth stands. You must now know the gospel. Now know the true gospel. When you hear Christians saying, truth stands, it's just that they don't know what they are saying. But what they're saying is true. The truth has its own spirit, stands on its own. It's an entity on its own that has its own consciousness, decides how to live, decides where to go, decides how to walk. The truth cannot be controlled by anybody on this planet. Nobody can control the truth. You just have to control yourself around the truth. You have to align with the truth, but you cannot control the truth. The truth stands, the truth has its own spirit. Now, proteins, they replicate DNA. What is replication? Duplication. Copy, paste, duplicate, duplicate. Now, proteins, they replicate DNA. While gossip, news, chai, spread information. Replication of DNA, like literally, is like the printing of magazines. Proteins, they print DNA to supply. It's the same way news supplies information like that. Now, proteins guide nutrients into the right places, guys. Now, this is me just reading for you the relationship of the macro and the micro. Proteins guide nutrients into the right places in your body. Without the proteins, the nutrients will not know where to go. They will go into the wrong places where they're not supposed to. Now, this is the same way news, gossip, and chai, when it is true, it guides the stars into the right environments where they are most useful. It is news, gossip, and chai that enhances astrocartography. Places where you're supposed to excel in the most. Without news, you will not know. Without news, you will not know where to go. You will not know where you feel truly called to go. It is news that even makes you aware that, oh, this such a place exists. So the same way the proteins, they guide nutrients into the right places. News, gossip, and chai, when it is true, it guides the stars. I told you what the stars are. It guides the stars into the right environments where they are most useful. But we live in a timeline where a lot of stars have been misled. A lot of stars have been misguided. A lot of stars were told the American dream, only for them to get there and it does not exist. Then you get frustrated because you left home telling everybody, I'm going to make it. I'm going to be a billionaire. You get into a city now, there's nothing. Where you come from, because you hated it from birth, you don't want to go. You don't want to go back. So you are stuck in a state of dilemma, because some people, when they hit dead end, they cannot swallow the bitter pill and just turn back. Some people, they cannot turn back. You know very well that Americans already lied to you that when you go to America, up to the star. And then you get there, you find that it is tough as fuck. Shambalamawi. Start crying, oh, start crying. You cannot go back to Ghana. You cannot go back to Zimbabwe. Why? Because the friends you left in Zimbabwe, you already talk shit. So you are embarrassed. And I told you, anytime you feel shame, know that that is a wake-up call from your ancestral realm telling you there are parts of you that you're about to betray. There are parts of you. That is all shame does. That is all shame comes to tell you. So what you do with that information is up to you. Whenever you're feeling shame, know that that is a call from the ancestral realm telling you there are parts of you that you're about to betray. You're about to stand up for nothing and fall for everything. So it's upon you to choose. Personally, whenever I feel shame, I go ahead and do whatever I was supposed to do. That thing that I was ashamed to do, whenever I feel shame, I do it. Human beings are primate people. Like literally, we are animals still at the end of the day. So you should never be ashamed of doing anything, because at the end of the day, the first humans that ever existed on this particular planet were naked for the longest time. They had to figure it out. And they still live within us. So even as we get to points where we are naked and we have to figure it out. So anytime you're feeling shame, is just your ancestors telling you that, hey, you're about to be naked. But nakedness is not the end. We had ancestors here who walked naked for centuries and centuries. And we are here because of them. We had to pass through them. So anytime you feel naked, you are supposed to go ahead. Go ahead. You are a human being. Some of you behave like robots, as if we are all monarchs. We are not all monarchs, Omera. We don't all live in the Buckingham Palace. No. Some of us, we live in the jungle here. Behave like the jungle, like you're in the jungle. Don't start behaving like you betraying yourself because you're ashamed. Anytime you feel shame, there's nothing good that comes out of shame. Some people, they feel shame and they think that concealing more will help. No, you're just becoming more dumb. Now I'm going to continue. Proteins, they provide energy. This is self-explanatory. News when it is true, gossip when it is true, it provides energy. Even if you pretend, my friend. Even if you pretend in the comment section that you gossip doesn't provide you energy. Some people like to act mature. We are all children. At the end of the day, at our very core, cherubim exist, my friend. So we are all capable of behaving like children. We are all children at the very core. And anytime you let go of your inner child, you're letting go of the protection of cherubim. But as long as you know that you have your inner child with you, that maturity thing, keep it for when it is necessary. Keep the maturity for when it is necessary, especially when you're signing contracts, engaging in diplomatic conversations that involve your life. Those are the times that you're supposed to put cherubim aside and tell cherubim the way a parent will tell their child, relax, my dear. Relax. This is a matter of life and death now. We cannot be children now. But any other time, please, legeza kamba. Please, legeza kamba. Now, proteins provide energy is the same way true news, true gossip, true chai that is full of integrity provide energy. It provides to your individual level. Guys, have you ever wondered why literally when news about the president is about to be announced, everybody is just like, oh my God, you're like you're pregnant, like you're in labor. And then the news comes up. You know, some people feel a certain way, some people feel a certain way. Chai. It's epic, thank you so much. And lastly, the last comparison that I have is this. Regulate body temperature. Proteins, they regulate the body temperature. Thank you so much. Thank you. Proteins, can you guys please, let me just leave epic. Hey. Thank you, Epic. Thank you, Igwe. Thank you. So let's continue. So protein, Epic, thank you so much. Thank you. You can continue. Let me also continue. Now, proteins, they regulate the body temperature. It's the same way news, chai. Energy regulates the planet's temperature. Guys, when the other day I explained it to you, and I hope my students, you still remember, still recall. The planet changing, the climate change, temperatures rising, temperatures falling on the planet. A lot of you think we have nothing to do with it from individual level. We have everything to do with it from individual level. We have everything to do with it from individual level. When you experience, like for example, when you start to experience fever, that is your temperature rising at an individual level. You have a cold, your temperature lowering from an individual level. Now that is also happening to the planet, guys. That is also happening to the planet. Because as proteins regulate the body temperature from a cellular level, chai and news regulate the planet's temperature from individual levels. It is because of news that people start to fight. It is because of news that people go to the streets. It is because of news that people take action. News is what is making us move, guys. Let nobody lie to you that they are just in a personal level. They don't care about what news is saying. And they're just moving and they want to have a global influence. Nobody. Unless you go to the Pluto, the villages. Of which the villages, they also live with their own news. They also have their own planets to planets. They also have their own gossip that is going around them. That is what outsiders are oftenly not welcomed into. Somebody saying gossip is actually... Because the church wants you to be dumb, you sit there with an empty brain. They love empty brains. They love brains that cannot play football. They love brains that will just sit there and not think. They love it. They love brains that now they can, you are a wind from an individual level. With you breathing in and out from an individual level, you are already exercising the wind. 2 of you, 3 of you, 4 of you, and you're empty. 10,000 of you, 1 million of you, 40 million of you, and you're empty. Do you know that type of wind? Do you know when somebody is in charge of that type of wind, the right direction they can move the world? So if we want Ubuntu to take charge, if we want nature to take charge, then we must be responsible for your own wind at an individual level. Because now when you are ignorant from an individual level, that is when you will hear an outbreak. H1N1, swine flu, influenza, jiggers. That is when you will hear outbreaks. Because when they drop you up to a certain level of vibration, you get attacked communally. As long as you shared that information. There's a certain level of information that human beings are not supposed to drop to. When you drop to that level and your brain is able to contain that information the way it has been packaged, it drops you to a particular level of vibration that makes you vulnerable to invasion from certain pathogens. Yeah, gossip is what helps you. It is the natural library. Gossip is the natural library that helps you to balance yourself. Now remember, library comes from the word Libra and Aries. Your self-balance and your head. In order for you to balance your head, you must go into the universal pelvic area to see where is the world at. I come from the 3rd century. I now exist in the 21st century. Where are they at? After you've discussed where they are at with your inner Kiyama, you pull the best avatar that will exist there, the best, that will flourish in that timeline the best. So you must go to the library of the world to see, because we are existing together, guys. Nobody's alone here. No man is an island. Be it you live in an island or you live in mainland, we are all quantumly entangled. Yes. And I'm going to continue. I hope up to there, guys, we are fine. Shem, I hope up to there we are fine. Do you see the difference? And I'm telling you, there are gossip that are poisonous to your soul, to your ear. So be guided to the type of gossip that you want to consume. Be guided, guys. Be guided. Don't consume all gossip. Truly follow your soul. Truly follow your soul. When it comes to the type of gossip that you're consuming, because all manner of gossips are out there. All manner of gossips are out there. So when we look at this hierarchy of the human consciousness, guys, remember it is our consciousness that even translates to the wildlife, the type of wildlife that we have empowered around us. Remember, there are certain timelines that certain wildlife don't exist. Whenever you hear that a wildlife has gone extinct, just know that empowering it has died in the collective. When the collective stops empowering the buffalo dies. It disappears. It disappears like literally magically from our consciousness. As long as you see elephants are still walking around, know that elephants are still in the human consciousness. At individual level, we are able to empower ourselves. When you empower your divine feminine at individual level, you are empowering an elephant somewhere by quantumly being entangled with the same people who are also empowering the divine feminine. So literally, I want you to, literally in space, when you see an elephant, know that it is human beings that have entangled to form it. My personal students that we go with in private classes, you remember I told you how to read animal energy. All animals, the upper part, the spiritual part. The upper part is the unseen realm. So their spiritual part is very big. Meaning they exist in the spirit. They exist in the spirit realm. In the physical realm, they only exist like a little. And literally we can see. So when you, for example, when Tycoon, Maniko, Melo here, when you are empowering the divine feminine within yourself, we are empowering a particular elephant somewhere. When you are empowering your discernment within yourself, you are empowering a particular rhino somewhere. When you're empowering your ability to create wild wealth, you are empowering a buffalo somewhere. When you're empowering your intuition, you're empowering a panther somewhere. But guess what? When we reach, like, let's say we walk to a point where we reach a level where nobody no longer uses their intuition in that timeline. Like literally the Vatican has succeeded so much that nobody is using their intuition in that timeline. You kill all the panthers. That's how you collectively murder animals. That's how you collectively make sure that animals go extinct. The dragons. There's a timeline they exist and then a timeline they don't exist. And they can still exist. When we activate them within ourselves, we bring them back to reality. That is the game of life. So literally, we're just here to see in our timeline, what are we going to do? Which things are we going to bring back to reality through us working as a team together? How do we work as a team together? Through individual. What you owe the entire collective, what you owe the entire team is the one you owe yourself as an individual. When you're failing as an individual, you're failing everybody that is associated with your essence and your core. Voice. The dragons, they represented like literally that untamed ability to speak the truth. Untamed ability to speak. We no longer have those. They were finished. Now, when we look at the big five, we have the lion and the buffalo. The lion and the buffalo. Now, today I want to tell you why the rhino is the unicorn. The lion and the buffalo are created for males to attain. Like men are born to naturally, as they grow, to attain the lion totem, that is bravery, and to attain the buffalo totem, that is wealth. Women are born with, remember, men are born to attain. Men are born to attain. Women are born with the elephant, divine feminine energy through the ovum that exists inside of you. And also the panther energy. That is your intuition. So women are born with the divine feminine energy and the intuition energy. So as a woman, you are born with those ones you come with, naturally gifted to you as a woman. You can still attain the lion energy and the buffalo energy, just like the men do. But now, in ancient time, you were born with an elephant and lion. No, elephant and panther. And then the man would provide the buffalo and the lion. But in a timeline where the man is no longer seemingly providing the lion and the buffalo, then as a woman, know that the boundary, still you can change, you can shift yourself to the fact that you hold the elephant and the panther, you can still tap into the buffalo and the lion. Now, the rhino is the unicorn that you get the moment you achieve all this, the four. The moment you have the lion, confidence, you have the buffalo, wealth, you have the elephant, the divine feminine energy, you have the panther, the divine intuition, then rhino comes by default. That discernment, it comes by itself. Because literally by the time you attain these things, you will have elevated so far into consciousness that you will be able to see how everyone is related to you. So it's a gift, it's a unicorn. It's called the unicorn because it's like unisex. It's a gift you get by achieving the four. People who have not achieved the four cannot have the rhino. It's not easy unless you come with it from your ancestral realm. Yes. So guys, I'm going to go into the portals. This one I'm going to just move very fast. But before I even start the portals of life and whatever, are we together? Tuko pamoja. Tell me we are together. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to, after reading for you like that micro and macro, now I'm going to tell you now portals into disease. You know, we have portals that get you inside the disease and portals that can get you outside of that particular disease. And the portals that can get you outside of the disease are the same portals that will keep you out of disease, immune to diseases. Yes, I'm always happy to be working more each time. So portals into disease. Now we have infectious portals. How do they come about? Now, first of all, let me read for you all the portals. Now we have infectious, which is microbe based. We have deficiency, which is lack of something, lack of protein. And you know, just from the way I've taught you, when you hear deficiency, lack of protein, what that comes to your mind from me telling you what protein is? Lack of gossip. When you lack gossip, you are incapable. When you lack the correct, true gossip, you are incapable of balancing yourself properly. So people who get deficiency, they are not getting the right, like literally they are living in environments where the gossip is not there. Things are happening in the world, things are shifting the collective consciousness, but you are hauna habari. Waswahili mkisema habari yako hiyo ni chai energy unasema kila siku. Habari yako gani? Mzuri ama uko na chai yenye melala, chai yenye meanza kuoza. Unajua some people you are so subconsciously asleep that you, even kama uko na chai ya kuoza unaambia tu mtu chai mzuri. Habari yako mzuri. Mzuri wapi na chai imeoza? Chai imeoza na unaambia mtu habari yako anakuambia mzuri. Start speaking the truth. Ukiwa unajua chai imeoza, usiambie mtu habari mzuri. Ambia tu mbaya hata usijaribu kuonja. Mbaya hata usijaribu kuonja hii chai jamani. Mbaya. Now, we have infectious, which you communicable. You pass them from one person to another. These are the portals into diseases. Infectious, you pass them from one person to another. Deficiency, lack. Hereditary, you came with them from your lineage. Physiological. Over time, evolutionary. Over time, you develop them. Now, what is infectious? Infectious are what is this infectious portal? Now, we are always sharing tea with one another. These infectious ones, you can't get them when you are not consuming tea. This is for people who consume tea. These are for people who are actively engaging in the art of taking tea, drinking tea. Now, the tea that you drink can have your vibration drop to the level where microbes are now accessing you. The tea that you drink will determine the level of vibration that you're based on. And the moment you are drinking tea from people, know that people are the ones, that vessel is the one pouring tea into you. So if that vessel is immunocompromised, if that vessel is infected, when they transfer their tea to you and you drink it, you get disease, and then you start hearing, I have a cold. Trace the news that you consumed. I have a cold. I have a cough. Trace the news that you consumed. Nothing is coincidence, guys. Nothing exists in the physical without it first existing in the spiritual. Okay, somebody's telling me I'm hanging. Am I still hanging? And your profile picture looks like the microbes I'm talking about. Yee, my friend. I'm going to continue now. The deficiency. That's one portal. That's the portal you get diseases from. What are you consuming from who? Communicable. microbe-based, frequency-based. Infectious diseases are frequency-based. When you get an infectious disease, know that the person who gave it to you was able to drop your vibration. Even homa, even a cough. Anybody that gives you a cough, anybody that gives you a cold, they were able to shift your vibration from the way it was downwards through mental communication. Number 2, deficiency. Deficiency is a portal that comes due to lack of protein, lack of building blocks. Remember, your body it starts tiny. It starts from its micro level. In order for it to grow, it is supposed to be receiving signals from your spiritual consciousness that goes into your hypothalamus, and then hypothalamus dictates how the cells are building your physical body. So the deficiency diseases, you get them from lack of that building block. Imagine a child that is born into a house, and since they are born, they've never talked to anyone. They've never been to any school. They have never interacted. They were just gotten out of the womb into a vacuum. They will not survive. They will not survive. The basic building block is the chai energy. So some people, they lack. Some people, news that got to us last year, they are receiving it today. Some people, they don't even receive the news in itself, not from anyone. So they lack the proper news that is supposed to make their body grow, that is supposed to build their body to the block, to the house that is supposed to be. They lack the blocks. Imagine building a home and there is not enough blocks. Because I want you to look at this literally, because that is what it is. Imagine you're trying to build a home and there is not enough blocks. Do you know how this even affects people even up to today? There are people who, they are very easy to con. Just because they've not interacted with the people talking about, by the way, when you pass there, you'll be conned. By the way, when you pass there are thieves there. So they don't know what is going on. On social media, they get conned. In physical, they pass places where everyone knows nobody should be passing there. They get robbed, whatever. So when you're building your house and you lack enough building blocks, then you cannot build to completion. You cannot build. And somebody's saying the news these days are boring. Which news are you listening to? Because remember, there are news from tarot readers. There are news from oracle diviners. There are news from people who tell, fortune tellers. There are news from pastors in the church. There are news from the Vatican. There are news from the mainstream media. There are news from philosophers. There are news from mathematicians. There are news from... When you say news is boring, where are you there look now? Where are you looking? Because with this era of internet, you cannot say news is boring. Where is your eyes, my friend? Where is your eyes looking? Because that matters. What is taking your attention that is making you not float high enough to meet the news that is interesting to you? What is keeping you dense at the bottom so much that when you look around, every news is boring? What is holding your attention? What is making you a vibrational match for that news? Because trust me, even if when now there is no news anymore, your ancestors still have news within you. Even if they're outside, there is no news, your ancestors will still find a way to bring news within you. So where are you looking, my friend? Where are you looking now? Another portal is hereditary. Hereditary. Now these ones, they come from generational trauma that makes the DNA to behave abnormally. Generational trauma that makes the DNA to behave abnormally. And when it comes to hereditary, it is purely spiritual work. How you get out of hereditary portals is pure spiritual work. You must dissect your ancestry. You must dissect your ancestry and see the things that your ancestors did that were abominable. And then don't choose the path. How do you see those things in your daily decision-making situations? Remember, your ancestors are constantly living with you. If they did something abominable, you will be prone to do something abominable. And when you reach at a point where you have the opportunity to do something abominable, and you choose not to do the abominable thing, then you've broken the cycle. But as long as you continue to do the abominable that your ancestors did, you inherit their curses. You inherit their sins, and you continue in their state of disease that they were dealing with. The last one is psychological. Physiological. Physiological is another portal. Physiological is an overtime change in cellular structure, disrupting the normal function. So it is evolutionary. This is a portal into ease and also a portal out of disease. It is a portal out of disease and also it's a portal into disease. Over time, when you don't listen to your intuition, over time, it reaches a point your cells become bipolar. They become rogue. And then it is resulting into cancer. You know what cancer is? The cells are no longer listening. When you don't listen to your body is going to get to a point where it does you the same thing. It tells you, I'm not going to listen to you too. That is what cancer is. Cancer are just cells that are now celebrating that, oh, let's hold a crusade here. She did not listen to us. Now let's see if we're going. Let's hold a crusade here now. She doesn't want us to be here. Let's be here now. That is what cancer is about, in case you did not know. Cancer is your cells reaching a point and saying, you did not listen to us? Now see what it feels like. And what happened? That is a physiological change that over time disrupt your cellular structure so that it no longer behaves the same. To get out of such, you must, lazima utengeneze na Bwana. Christina Shusho will tell you, nataka nitengeneze na Bwana. Nataka nitengeneze na Bwana. Lazima nitengeneze na. You have to repent. What is repentance? Change in perspective. You have to turn 360. Not 360, 180. Sometimes it's even 360. Depending on whichever place your ancestors come from. You know, even from the name cancer. Somebody's asking me, children with cancer. Children are not aliens from space. Children comes through vaginas. Vaginas belongs to human beings. Children are the intentions of their parents. Never come here with that thing of, oh, but it's just a child. No child come here from space. Children are solutions that have been brought from the ancestral realm to parents that have drawn them there. So if you have a cancer that has come through your vagina, then you know what you need to learn. It's never a coincidence. The writings are always on the walls. The writings are always on the walls. Don't move with fear and start saying that, oh, you know, God can just punish anyone. You know, people who say, but children, this is how their dark side is saying. You know, God can punish anyone. If God can punish children, God can punish anyone. So let me just fuck up. If God can punish children. I'm telling you, children are the intentions of their parents. It's parents who don't tell you. If a parents bring in a child that maybe doesn't have one hand, they know very well that in the process of pregnancy, they were not paying attention to self-thought. So the ancestors decided, you know what? This self-thought is going to stay in the spirit realm. We are going to bring you a vessel whose self-thought has stayed in the spirit realm the same way the self-thought has stayed in the spirit realm with you. To teach you, for you to learn. For you to learn. Everything is a lesson. Everything is a lesson, be it whether it is a blessing or a curse, it is a lesson. Yes. Sins of the parents, they fall on the children. Your children are you. Remember parthenogenesis. Remember parthenogenesis. A child literally comes with a suit of the mother. It's the mother that gives them the suit. That flesh that they wear on their bones. It is their mother that gives them. So imagine it is coming from a mother who is contaminated. Or it's coming from a lineage that has some sort of contamination that needs to be dealt with. They cannot come to my lineage with my clean ones and start using my own, matter to create their own. No, you only create for your own intentions. You create it using your own matter. Some people, you think that, now when I'm giving birth, I'm a demonic human being. But then you say, now that I'm giving birth, maybe God will use soil from my neighbor who is clean to create my child. My friend, it is your soil. It is your own consciousness. It is your own spiritual matter that is going to be used to create the descendants that you bring here. So if that spiritual matter is demonic in some way, your ancestors are going to deal you the plate and tell you, Mama, let's eat. Mama, let's eat. Exactly. Mtoto wa nyoka ni nyoka. So don't come here with that. Nobody's innocent here. People are all often bringing intentions. Just the same way I would build a house on this particular planet is the same way somebody will bring a child. Now, when I build my house, I decide to build my house with a weak foundation. And then after 2 years, it falls down. Will I now blame somebody? That, I built my house with weak foundation. Who must I blame? Your child is your manifestation. Your child is your manifestation. You must always know that the universe is not handing in some things that are, not from your ancestral pocket. And you know what your ancestral pocket is like. Some people, they drink aimlessly when they are pregnant. Some people don't even care about that pregnancy. Some people don't even treat the pregnancy with the sacredness it's supposed to. Because they are not aware. So by the time 9 months is elapsing, you are supposed to have created certain parts of the body. 9 months is elapsing, you are not yet done. Why? Because you are not aware. So if there's somebody to be blamed about a sickness of a child, it's their lineage. Blame their lineage. Nothing is a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. Now, we go to portals out of disease. Portals out of disease, and nothing is a coincidence so much that even the plight of our people, like literally the enslavement, the colonization, we all know why it happened. Literally, Africans lived by Ubuntu, the spirit of Ubuntu. We did not know violence from the caves. We did not know violence from the poverty of the caves, of having to survive winter. Kill or be killed. That wasn't our slogan. We were somebody who, mgeni njoo mwenyeji apone. Mgeni njoo mwenyeji apone. And that was where we went wrong. That was where the ancestors went wrong. To a point now, we are the consequences of that. And we have now to live lives where we know that there's danger. Ubuntu doesn't apply everywhere. That is how we have to live right now. From the Garden of Eden, where Ubuntu was applying everywhere, now we have to live in that timeline where we know, and we must acknowledge that Ubuntu does not apply everywhere, and you have to use your discernment to the fullest to know that not everybody is for you. Even like literally, we have to find out through the Vatican witchcraft that is literally deliberate against our race. After this, we are going to become a generation that literally, the fences are high. The spiritual fences. I'm not talking about the fences on the planet. The spiritual fences have to be very high. Spiritual fences have to be, not just everybody. Knock, knock, you welcome. Knock, knock, welcome. No, not everybody. That used to be our ancestors, and that is why we are dealing with whatever we are dealing with today. So each and every person, when you receive something from the ancestral realm, just know that you are supposed to deal with it. And currently, Europeans have a lot of diseases to deal with. You know, they are rich. They are rich, yes, they call themselves rich, but all diseases that are weird, gala, 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 they have all diseases that have never been heard of, that have never been seen on the planet. Just to tell you that the writings are always on the walls. Their ancestors are trying to bring them solutions to fix. It is in Europe that everybody's twitching. Everybody's taking. Things that we've never seen until we came to TikTok. All from the ancestral realm. Every package is from the ancestral realm. Now, what are the portals out of disease? I'm going to tell you the portals out of those diseases that I've told you, like the infectious diseases, like the communicable diseases. The portals that are out, that put you out of that, is loving yourself to a point you have zero receptors for microbes from the tea you drink. Guys, the infectious, the ones that you get from people lowering your vibration, you have to love your, it is your self-love that when somebody gives you a disease that is infectious, that is communicable, there is self-love that you fell short somewhere at self-love. You must have made fun of yourself, especially the common cold, the common cough, homa. Like literally, you must have made fun of yourself somewhere in your thought processes and acknowledged it. So literally, to get out of the infectious diseases portal, you must love yourself to a point you have zero receptors for microbes that exist in the tea that you drink. Love yourself, love, self-love, and taking yourself seriously. Now, out of deficiency diseases where there's lack of chai, now keep up with the truth. Keep up with the truth. Your soul knows the truth because the truth has its own spirit. When you hear it, you will know it. Keep up with the truth because condemnation without investigation is the highest vibration of stupidity. Stupidity is a God-given gift, I always say. It is a God-given gift because all of us at some point we've ever condemned without investigating. But be aware that condemnation without investigation is the highest vibration of stupidity. And when you're somebody who you condemn without investigating, you're prone to fall for the consequences of being stupid. Always make it a practice to hear every side of the story before choosing a stand. Be somebody who you can live in the black hole. You can live in the period of existence and non-existence. Be somebody who you are willing to wait to hear both sides of the story in order for you to take a stand. Hereditary. The only way you move out of hereditary portal is decolonize your DNA and break the cycles your ancestors couldn't. If your ancestor had a chance to make a decision to not kill someone and they ended up killing that person, you will deal with that. You will also reach a point where now you are getting to a point where you are killing someone in another dimension or the same dimension. And then you make a decision to kill them, you are gaining the ancestral curse. If you make a decision to not kill, any decision that comes to you, guys, maybe this is not making sense enough. Let me make sense of it enough. Any decision that comes to you on your daily life, your ancestors dealt with it. Any choices that comes to you to make right now, your ancestors dealt with them in another dimension or the same dimension. So anytime you're forgiving that ex who treats you like shit, your ancestors are always just there telling you that, oh my God, we forgive them too now. We already know what's going to happen now. And you always know. Those ancestors, they'll always tell you that we've dealt with this before. We made this same decision. Please make different. Please make different. Now, the ability to make difference, that is the ability to decolonize DNA and break a cycle. Now, physiological, these ones that are evolutionary, you move out of them with keeping up with the truth. Keeping up with the truth. Drink the right tea and evolve. Change everything you dislike in your vessel. Drink the right tea, evolve, and change everything you dislike in your vessel. Sometimes your ancestors can give you a vessel that you don't like. It's okay. It's okay. But as long as you have a mood board, you're saying, yay. Now me, hapa kwa Thames ndo nafika. Hapa. And be truthful. Don't go for a body because it is the European standard, beauty standard. Don't go for a body because you think that you will look good in it. Go for a body. Look at women, guys. You know the beauty about women is that we share the chai energy so much. We're always helping each other with balancing. Other women are carrying the things that you want. Shop, literally. Other women are carrying the things. Like, if you see a woman's body that you like, don't be a jealous person and be like, you know. If you're not a jealous person, you will never comment on other people's bodies. And be like, anytime you see somebody commenting that, oh, I don't like them, so they're too skinny, so they're too, they have an issue with choosing which one they want to stand with. Because literally people who have already made their choice, they see everyone and they acknowledge that, oh, by the it doesn't look like mine, but it looks good. I like it. But I like mine too. And if you're somebody who you are at a point where you don't know which body you want, literally look at the women's body that make you jealous. Which women's body make you jealous? Because with women, it starts with jealousy first. Which bodies do you see and you get jealous? Don't go for the bodies you see these are the ones being promoted in Hollywood. These ones are the ones being promoted in Hollywood. These ones are the ones you get a job with. No. Literally look at the women you are jealous of. Those are the bodies you want. And then when you start working on it, you stop your jealousy and you join the team. Because I'm telling you, this physiological, over time, change in cellular structure can literally cause evolutionary changes within your own body. As I'm already telling you, if you want big boobs, just feel yourself more. If you want small boobs, cut off the fillings. If you want big nyash, balance yourself more. If you want small nyash, shindo kaza matako. Kaza matako kuogopa. Unajua people who are afraid are the ones who kaza their matako. Like literally you can shrink your own ass. If you don't want too much confidence, you can shrink your own ass. If you are okay being confident, you can swell your own ass. Thighs the same. Just see yourself. Your knees, use yourself. Your Achilles heel, know yourself. Your feet, believe in yourself. The more you believe in yourself, the more your feet will change in front of you. If your weight can change, your body structure can also change. They change. You've seen sick people, right? Sick people have their body changing. So what makes you think that you being well will not also have your body changing? Watu wa kukaza matako. I know the place. I've been in the place and I know the place. Okay, if you want, a stomach that you like, just analyze yourself in the way that you like. Arms, if you want your left arm to look the way you like it, empower your intuition. If you want your right hand to look the way you like it, empower your memory. If you want your head to look the way you want it to look, empower your authenticity. Empower your authenticity. Now, being taller now, that is, you'll have to be the first person to do it on the planet for us to just say that, yes, it is possible. It is possible. And literally, you'll have to start, you'll have to carry a lot. Because tallness is a matter of, storage. It's literally a matter of storage. And shortness brings you more balance. When you're tall, the more tall you are, the more imbalanced you become. The more short you are, the more balanced you become. It's easier to balance short than to balance tall. But I'm not saying there are not tall people who are balanced. They are there. There's always number 13. Yes. So anyway, all those ways that I've told you are technical ways. Now, this is the main way to stay immune. If you want to stay immune from any disease, any state of disease, please let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Whatever you feel from the inside, let it be outside known. If your boss is telling you, stay a couple of hours, do more hours, and inside of you, you feel like, no, I don't want to do more hours. Let your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Always. Anytime you stop letting your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, you move towards disease. And this is even with artists. When you're an artist, you see images in your head that you want to bring in life. But when your will cannot be done on earth, on the paper you're drawing, as it is in heaven, within you, then you end up drawing abstract that even you is ugly to you. To become the best and perfect artist on the planet, work on ensuring that the way you see it inside yourself is the way you put it outside. If anything, let it be better than what you saw. If anything, let it be better than what you saw. If anything, let it be better than what you saw. But always let your will be done outside of you as it is already within you. Why? Because it is from your emotions. It is your emotions that run within you. Within you is only energy in motion. So anytime your boss is telling you, please do more hours or take on more responsibility with the same salary, and your emotions are telling you, hey, no. Know that it is emotions. Those emotions are the ones that form your dreams. And it is your dreams that form your reality. So literally it is your emotion that form your reality. Your emotions, they form your reality. Because it is from your emotions that your dream world comes. Some of you, you go to sleep and you hear, oh, a snake was chasing me. A lion was chasing me. It's just your ancestors telling you, girl, today you did not have any confidence. So here is some chase over here. I hope you remember it tomorrow and be confident more. It's as simple as that. So it is your emotions that becomes your dreams, and it is your dreams that become your reality. All right? Anyway, from that, I will move on to dance. Our last topic for today was how African dances are beneficial to health. There was a time here when I was starting this particular session in February, I think, or March, or somewhere around February and March. I told some of you, dance every day. Like literally, to dance is to directly do the work on the 12 houses. Anytime you're shaking your head, your authenticity, because you're checking the DNA. Guys, life is it is literally like that. Anytime you're shaking your head, you're shaking that house. So you're shaking the DNA within it. And the more you shake the DNA within it, the more they become awakened. The more they become awakened, the more they direct you on what to do and how to live your life. So when you dance, you're directly activating the nucleus from its core. Anytime you're shaking your hands, the Rwandese, they like shaking their hands. The Ethiopians, they like shaking their head and their neck. Authenticity. The Rwandese shaking their hands. That is intuition and memory. When you're, the Kalenjin. Is it the Kalenjin that do this or the Maasai? It is always, that thing shakes the chest. The ability to feel themselves. And also it shakes the chest and the heart. The ability to feel themselves. Now, when you go to the belly dance, we have people who do belly dances. Analysis, self-analysis. You go to whining of West Congolese, Congo people and the Sudanese. Shaking of the ass. Confidence. You're shaking your ability to balance yourself. The more you shake it, the more you'll have the ability to balance yourself when it comes to creating the life that you want. South Africans with shaking the thighs and putting the leg up like this and putting it down. Your thighs are your ability to see yourself. The more you shake it, the more you are shaking the DNS there. It's like, shake well before use. Have you ever used those syrups from the hospital where they tell you, shake well before use? Tell your body like that too. Tell your body, shake well before use. Things that allow you to shake your knees. They awaken your ability to use yourself. Things that allow you to shake your Achilles heel, lures. Lures are always like roho, the lures from roho, where they can move from here to CBD. Just doing this, just jumping, shaking the Achilles heel, It is not stupid, guys. Shake well before use. Always tell yourself that when it comes to African dances. They used to call Africans lazy because us, instead of working on my authenticity by buying things for me to see myself that, oh, I am like this, you just shake your head. You just shake your head and your authenticity falls into place. You just shake your neck and your self-support falls into place. Try it. Sounds too good to be true, but it's true. You just shake your hands and your intuition and memory falls into place. You shake your chest and your breast. Self-feeling fall into place. And your self-love falls into place. You shake your stomach, your self-analysis falls into place. You shake your nyash, your self-balance falls into place. When you utilize your vagina or your your private part, your phallus for men. When you utilize your vagina or your phallus for men, your self-desire falls into place. When you utilize your thighs, your self-vision falls into place. You utilize your knees. To try it. You will see how you will be enjoying life while people are struggling for things you're dancing your way through. You are dancing your way through life while other people are struggling. For them to see themselves, they have to buy themselves. They have to work so hard and get a Ferrari. You just shake your thighs and you already have it. So now you walk around very satisfied. You don't have to do too much. So guys, up to that particular point, I'm going to stop. And I'm going to give space. And I'm going to give space for like 3 people, please, moderators. Yeah, cheat code. It's a cheat code. I want to give space to 3 people. You know the time limit. And then we continue. So one person at a time. You know how we talked. So let's do it. Or if my moderators around. Or you want, guys, just 3 people. Or you can ask here on the comment section. Or there are people, then my monitors. My monitors are not around. Okay, if they're not around, it's fine. It's fine. So, guys, another thing that I wanted to announce, or not request. Okay, it's fine. Don't even request, guys. It's okay. So, another thing that I wanted to announce is, like, people who watch here, there are people who we've traveled with you for a very long time. So literally we're going to want to have representation in every country. South Africa, Kenya, Zimbabwe, whatever, whichever country you are in, whether it's Germany, whatever. I'm going to be working with a team. Like, I'm going to be choosing a team. This is a process that is going to be taking place in the next 3 months. So people who have been with me and you would love to join my team in this work that we do, I'm going to be providing space, and literally I'm going to be so fair in it, because applications, I'm going to let you use your neck. I'm going to have you support yourself. Anything that you can use to convince me that me and working with you would be a good thing, I would appreciate it. I want one person per every country for the people that I work with here. And I'm going to tell you the process of application. For now, I'm just announcing it so that you start thinking about it. If working with me is something that you would love to do, start thinking about it, because I'm going to be bringing forth applications. I'm going to allow you to support yourself, and you can support yourself using anything, even just saying that, oh, by the way, I've been as you know, I've been watching since wherever. I prove yourself, support yourself, use your throat chakra. There's no ubaguzi. It will be totally fair and just. And applications will be opened to especially my people who have been with me. Like, I don't want just anybody coming from out of nowhere. Don't apply if you're coming out of nowhere, because I will know. I personally will go through every application. So just apply when you know we are connected in some way. Tell me how, tell me why, and then we will work together. I will tell you the process of application as we go. But this is just something that is being put down so that we start the process of it. Yeah. And other than that, guys, something else that I would love to announce. How many subscribers are we at the moment? We are 244. Are we? So if you're watching me for the first time, guys, and you feel like whatever I've taught is something that you resonate with, I have a class that I teach. And in my class, I teach like literally just quantum entanglement, like ushirikina. So, yeah, 244 subscribers. Thank you, Nenye. So, if you feel like you can join my team, not my team, my class, so that I teach every Sunday. I teach my private class every Sunday, and it is in those classes that we do rituals. It is in those classes that, you know, I teach the process of, how do you call it? The process of ushirikina, like quantum entanglement from a personal level. And my class, people who are in my class are branded ICs over here. And literally you can talk to them, they can tell you how useful those classes are. So if you can invest in the classes and get premium information that not everyone has access to, as you guys can see, I no longer post as much. And this is because we've gotten into another dimension. Like literally, when I started creating content, everybody was telling me that, oh, you need to monetize, you need to monetize, you need to monetize. And right now is the time where now, like literally, I'm drawing back my energy, because even the type of content that I'm providing literally need, you know, that side tent people. So if you would love to join the classes, because on every Sundays I teach privately, and then every Wednesday I teach publicly. So join the classes so that we can move forward together. Yes, join the classes so that you can move forward together. People who, like, if you have personal things you need, I'm just doing personal things. Like literally, I'm not in it to create something that is not beneficial to individuals that subscribe. So yeah, if you find time, subscribe. And also those who want to subscribe for others, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Always subscribe for others as well, so that you can move forward together. Somebody's saying, yes, I want to join. But you're already part of it. Yes, Epic, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Join. Yeah, guys, you can join the classes. People who are listening to me here, you can join the classes so that we move forward together. Other than that, Wakanda forever. Memory before intuition. Intuition before memory, I mean. Intuition comes before memory. When your intuition comes, relax until your memory comes and proves you right. Other than that, guys, this is where I end it. Do we have any full moon ritual? Not yet, guys. Let's go slowly with the rituals. For now, I have a ritual that I posted on my page for the subscribers only. Please do that, and don't do it too much. Just do especially ritual for cleansing the 12 houses. just do it once in a year. That's okay. Like, it's not that bulldoze. Don't bulldoze your way into these things. Just allow yourself to breathe, and then when you do a ritual, just allow yourself to breathe. Don't do back-to-back rituals. And I will also not do back-to-back ritual with you guys. It's not safe. It is, and there's no hurry in Africa, so we'll just move slowly by slowly. Yeah, so that is the end of the class today. I hope it made sense to somebody. And I hope that you got whatever you were expecting to get. Yes, total speed is our speed. We move one step at a time. And for my ISIS members, I am going to be seeing you on Wednesday. As usual, I will post the, how do you call it? I will post the poster to notify you what we'll be talking about on Wednesday, but see you guys in class on Sunday, on Sunday. See you guys in class on Sunday. While everybody else, the other 500, half of my class are the ones who are here, and then the other half are like other people. So the other people, I'll see you again next Wednesday. Have a good evening too, and I hope that you get everything you deserve. Oh, somebody has subscribed for the first time. Yeah, guys, people who feel like they want to subscribe, kindly just subscribe. And subscription, you can always do it. You can always even do it when I'm not live. Okay? So we're gonna, because it's Wednesday, we're gonna sing our anthem. And yeah, guys, you can subscribe as we sing our anthem and we leave. And have you seen that the East African community is literally coming together? Guys, we're quantumly entangled. So let's join the East African community together. After East Africa, we'll have the Southern, and then the Western, and then the Northern, and then we'll be done. Yes, new subscribers, please come. And other people, if you wish to pay for someone, there are people who cannot afford. If you wish to pay for someone, kindly just pay for someone. Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani. Subscribers, welcome. Ize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Uzalendo pia mshikamano iwe msingi wa umoja wetu, na tulinde uhuru na amani, mila zetu na desturi zetu. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Viwandani na hata mashambani, tufanye kazi sote kwa makini, tujitoe kwa hali na mali, tuijenge jumuiya bora. Jumuiya yetu sote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike, umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, idumu jumuiya yetu. Bye, guys. Thank you everyone who subscribed today. You.